Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. What we will do is let us quickly summarize what we have seen so far, and then we'll go ahead with the further topics, right? We started with installation, Jupyter Notebook tutorial, basic help functions, right? Python, yesterday we have seen variable, what is type conversion, and we have seen what is comment, single line, multi-line comment, hash, and then if else and while we have seen, right? And Jupyter Notebook tutorial, again, let me quickly just within 1 minute summarize. So like simple text, you can write bullet points, numbers, bold, 2-star, italic, 1-star, header, you can give reference to URL, you can give image, you can write, right? After that, we discussed about Python basic help, any function that you want to, any module you want to understand, which all built-in function, dir method, and then comment, single line, multi-line, followed by variable. Variables are kind of auto-assigned the data type by the interpreter. You are not assigning the data type to the variable, you're just assigning the values. And we can do multiple assignment data types in Python. Normally we have numeric type, int, float, complex, and all that is called numeric. We have boolean, true, false, string, we have list, set, dictionary, tuple. These are the different data structure we'll be looking next week. And then we have this if else is nothing but the loop, and indentation very important, you have to give some space, colon, and if means condition satisfied, only one time it will execute, and condition false, it will come out of the loop, while until the condition is false, it will keep executing. So till now we have discussed till while loop. So today we'll be starting with one more important loop called for loop, right? So I think most of you already know the logic of for loop, but let us see how we can do it in Python. So for loop, what we can do is, not getting video and audio. Others, am I clearly audible to you all? Am I
Yes, ma'am,
audible?
audible to
Yes,
me.
ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Deepak, can you please check? Maybe some audio issue from your side. Okay, so for loop, let us see some example, right? What is the example? Let's say what I'm writing is for is the keyword for I in range. I will use one function called range. We will understand about this range function in detail. So this range function will take 3 arguments. The first argument, and one more thing is, after today's class, we will have a quiz, right? Every Friday we will have quiz, and also Saturday you take a break. So I got a feedback from morning batch, Friday continuous class, Saturday test means they're not getting time to revise. So they're requesting me to shift it to Sunday so that Saturday they can practice. No problem, you can join Sundays also, right? Sundays you can join morning 7 to 9 for the coding test, right? So Saturday you take a break for practicing every concept, whatever you have, whatever we have studied in that week, and Sunday you can go ahead with the coding test. Like how we are doing today, every class 10 minutes, not more, 10 minutes. Maybe we'll start the class sharp at 9 o'clock. This is a demo week, that's why I'm waiting for everyone, but I will not be waiting for everyone. Once the real class started, exactly at 9 o'clock or 9:192, we'll start the class, and 5 minutes before we will stop, like 9:55, and 10 minutes we'll practice till 10:05, right? Every day from previous class, 1 or 2 questions I will give, and you have to write the answers in the chat window, right? Okay, now you have to send to organizer, not to everyone, because I don't want your answer to be going to everyone, because they're also trying, right? You can send your answers to me only, okay, organizer. Okay, the for loop, we have this range function, and what is this range function? It has 3 arguments. It can take 3 arguments. The first argument is the starting index. If I want, let's say the starting index has, let's say I value is 1, ending should be 10, and it should be the third argument is the step size. If I do not mention anything, it is by default 1 1. 10 means it is exclusive, starting means it is inclusive. So 1 is inclusive, 10 is exclusive. What do you mean by exclusive? So when I'm saying exclusive, it will start from 1 and it will go till 9, not 10. So if you want to take it till 10, you have to write 11. So whatever you're writing minus 1, till that it will go. And then what will happen here? So I'm just writing a colon, and then you can see some space. I'm just printing the value of I. This is the body of this loop. And you can see I value is starting from 1 and ending at 10. So as I said, starting, ending, and step size. Let's say I want 2 2 2 2, right? 2 2. So remember, in for loop we have I plus plus, I minus minus, I plus 2, I plus 3, I minus 2, I minus 3. So all of this increment and decrement operator, right, that you're doing, how you can do it by the step size. So if you are at 2, the output will be 1, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, right? You can decrement also, you can use the negative indexing for decrement and positive indexing for increment, right? Now, what is range function? Let me repeat. For I in range of starting index, ending index, and the last one is step size. If you do not mention the starting index, by default, the starting index will be from 0. Let's see if I'm just writing this 11, right? So what is this? This is starting from 0 until go till 10. I'm not specifying the starting index here. Starting index is 0. Right, and if I'm specifying only one index, means that is the ending index, so that will go till 10. So this is range function where you have a continuous value of I. If you want, you can use range function. But what you will do if you don't want a continuous value, for example, for loop, why we are using iteratively if you want to try something iteration wise. For example, especially in machine learning, what we do is in each iteration we'll try to reduce the error, right, by applying some math calculation. So there will be a set of values for the parameter. Let's say gamma is one parameter. We want to try different values of gamma, and whatever values of gamma is best or reducing the error, that we will use. How I will do that? So in that case, I can simply define all the values inside a list. So what is a list? Don't worry about list. We have a complete session dedicated to list. Next week we will see this. Data structure, next week takeaway is very important. Data structure, list, tuple, set, dictionary, numpy, very important. And then we have lot of practice and assignment. So this week, just understand that this list, how this list you can specify the I value whatever you want. For example, first time the I value should be 89, then 43, it's random, right? It's 26, whatever you want, 0.5, all the I value. If it is not sequential, if it is sequential, you will be using range function. But if the I value is not sequential, you can define it inside a list, or directly you can write it here like for I in this complete list, right? For I in complete list means what? Each time it will run, it will take one I value from this. Each time it will run, it will take one I value from this, and it will go till I equals to 0.5. See what will happen if I write print I. First time 89, second time it will take 43, third time it will take 26, fourth time it will take 0.5. So this is the syntax for loop in Python. What is the syntax? For I in a range of the functions, right? Range is a function starting, ending, and step size, and then you are printing the values. So I'll stop here. Any question in for loop? Is it clear? For loop is clear? For loop, is it clear? Okay, now if this for loop is clear, I
Well,
just
one
want
question.
you, yes,
Yeah, instead of writing integers can we have this list 1, 89, 43, this for I in
yes,
list
yes,
1, print
yes,
I.
yes, 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 you can write that. For I in print one, you can write that, right? Okay, so if this for loop is clear, a quick quiz for everyone. Be prepared with your Jupyter notebook or whatever ID you want to use, or if you don't have ID open, so every time when you join, please make sure all the system requirement is satisfied. In the sense, you're in front of your laptop, you have your ID open, because anytime I can ask you questions, maybe in the quiz sessions. So now tell me what will be, can you write a program to print the first 10 odd numbers? The question is print first and send the answer to only to organizer, not to everyone, right? Print the first 10 odd numbers. Now you can answer this question very easily using this for loop. It's a simple question. You know what is an odd number? What is odd number? A number which is, what is odd? Which is not divisible by 2, right? So you know the concept. Now tell me the program. Whatever is coming to your mind, you can write, so that we can take it and write it. So print first 10 odd number. How to write this using for loop? Think. And you can use range function. Hint is there. Everything I told you.
You'll
1
be
comma
taking
10
steps.
comma 2 man range
Yes.
No,
in
no,
the range
don't tell
box
me.
1 comma 2 comma 3.
No, 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 don't tell me. Just write it in the chat window. Let others try. Let others try. I will give you 1 minute time. 1 minute. And after 1 minute, I will only tell the answer, right? Do not tell the answer. Let others try, right? Even though you know, please type it in the window. I can see who all are typing. I can see their answer and I'll tell who is right. Everyone is mostly right, but yes. Yeah, there are a lot of logics. Correct. So let me explain this, right? Most of you have tried. So I will use range function. Now, any one of you, let's say Deepak, can you tell me what I will write in range function? Yes, your logic is also correct, Deepak. You have used if loop and for loop, but what I want is only for loop. Can we make it simple? Like, let's say I'm not going to use if loop. Only using for loop, can I write this? First 10 odd number. And I need to tell this. I did not find, Deepak, your logic is correct, but I did not find even, yes. So one answer is correct. That is D goes. I think what's your complete name? I can see only D is there. Goes. So your answer is correct, right? Okay. I think most of others' answer is correct. Yashwant also tried. Yes, Yashwant. Who is this? Yeah. So the answer is C. You need to understand one thing. First, tell me first and odd number. Can you tell me what is the first and odd number? What it will, where it will start and where it will end? Everyone. Can anyone tell me? First 10 odd number means what will be the first number? Start. Tell me start. Start is where?
1.
Where? 1. End is, end means first 10 odd number.
9, 9, 11.
10 odd numbers, right? So 1, 3, you count. You count in your finger. 1,
19.
3, 5. Correct.
19.
19, right? 19, 10, 10. First 10 odd numbers. So it will end at 19. Now tell me, if I have to write this range, I need to take it till. Wait, correct. So range. So what I will do is in the bracket, tell me, starting is 1, ending what I will write, and what will be the step size? Tell me. So for
20.
odd, basically, what is the logic? 1 step size, or what is the step size? Give me 1 minute. So the step size is 2, right? So step size is 2. So what I will do is, if I have to write a step size of 2, if I write 20, tell me. Many of you have written 20. So if I write 20 and if I write 2, tell me till where it will go? 19 or 18? If I write range 122, where it will go? Till what? Think about it. What will be the last? Till 17, isn't it? No, 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 no. 2 step size, right? See, 1 and then 3 and then 5 and then all of that, then 17 and then plus 2 is what? 19, right? Yeah, it will go till 19, right? Why 21? No, it will go till 17, 17 plus 2, it will go till 19. So I think this is correct. So what I will do right now is I will write for I in one more thing is 20 is exclusive, so it will go till 17. Sorry, it will go till 19. So for I in range of this, what I will write? I will write print of I. So what will happen? Okay, this is all I need to comment. Right? Is it clear? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. Now, I think this is the real-time example, and this may not come, but small things like that, what you are learning, maybe data structure and all, you can really use it later in your coding test, right? Okay, now you understood about for loop and you understood about range. One more last question I will ask, because this is really interesting. How to use decrement in for loop? Decrement, right? Increment is easy, like you write the step size 2, 3, 1, 2, whatever, it will increment. Decrement, how to write? Like, let me ask you one question. You want to create a for loop where I will go from 11 to 5. 11 to 5, what you will write with a step, or maybe 11 to 1, right? Let's say 11 to 1 with a step size of -1. Tell me, anyone? So what I will write for I in range, right? Tell me what will be the range for negative. So first of all, where to where, what is the starting and what is the ending? The starting is 11. I want to take it to, let's say 5, right? Means 4, till 4 it will go. And then if I write -1, what will happen? What will be the output? And print I, right? I will write print of I. So what will happen? So you can see that 1 1 1 1 it is decrementing. I'm writing 5, so it will go till 6, and 6 minus 1 is 5, but 5 will not be included because that is exclusive, right? Similarly, if you want to take it till any number, whatever number, you need to remember little bit, right? Little tricky this is. Minus 1 means minus 1 minus 1, minus 2 means minus 2 step size, and so on. Is this for loop is clear, everyone? Positive, negative, any kind of for loop, I think you can write now. Okay, now once this for loop is clear, next go to the important module, right, called your function, right? Can anybody explain what is a function? What is a function? Why we use
A
function?
block where we perform one particular function, one particular operation only.
It will execute a block of statement, correct?
Yes, so reusable code, right? For example, the same logic, instead of writing again and again, you can write your logic inside a block, and wherever you need that logic, instead of repeating it again, you can simply call it. So this is called code reusability. That is the main advantage of your function. I think every language has function. C++, Java, Scala, Python, R, any language you take, there will be a function concept. How to write a function in Python? It is very easy. So you will there are two things in your function you need to remember. The first is your function definition, and then function call. Definition means the block where you will write the logic of the function. How to write the logic of the function? I'll start with a simple function, and then we will go to little complex functions. Very simple function is adding to number. So def keyword followed by the name of the function. Any name you can give. I have given add numbers. Let's say this is the function name, and you can give any sorry. So you can give any two number, right? Any name to your function, and within bracket you will pass the argument. So what is the argument? Let's say I just want to add two numbers, so I'm just writing AB. Don't worry, I will explain you what is AB. This is just the name which will be replaced with the value when you call the functions. So def followed by the function name given in bracket the a and b. A and b is nothing but the numbers, right? Any kind of number that you want to add. Two number it is taking as input, and what it is doing is basically, let us not write return. Let's say simply it is printing what is a plus b. What is a plus b? Super simple function. And if you run this, and let's see what is the type of this add number. What is the type of this add number? So if I see the type of this add number is function. What is the type of this add number? It is a function type. Now I have defined my function. How to call my function? So two things, one is your definition and one is your function call. One, you have defined your function, you can call your function. So to call your function, simply write the function name, that is your, let's say, add number. Simply call the function name, let's say add number, and pass the values. Let's say if I'm passing 7, 8. So what will happen? 7 will be replaced with A, B will be replaced with 8. 7 will be replaced with A, B will be replaced with 8, and A plus B will be returned. That is 15. Right? This is the super simple logic of a function. Definition, function name, parameters, and then whatever logic you want to write, and then you can call the function by simply writing the function name. Other functions, built-in functions, this is called user-defined function. So what do you mean by user-defined function? User-defined function means you have defined the function. Here who have defined? I have defined. So this is my function. Now there is something called built-in function. Can anybody tell me? Print function we are always using, right? To print. Have we defined what is this function is called? This is called built-in function. Who defined? Python, right? Libraries. So built-in functions, the logic or definition will be present within Python module, but we are just calling the function. We are not defining it, we are calling. That case we call it built-in function. How we take help in built-in? And just a question mark. And if you run this, you can see something called docstring. Every function, built-in function, always you take help and you look at this docstring to understand what is the function functionality or what it is doing, right? Similarly, if I want to understand the function help, if I want to add, what I will do here, I will add the help. What I will do, this is called docstring. Very important. Always remember how to add docstring to your function. Always the first line. First line means It cannot be second, third, any other line. Otherwise, it cannot be a docstring. The first line of your function, you can define the docstring. Docstring is simple text that you want to print when somebody is taking help. It's a good programming practice. Others also can take help and understand about your function, right? What you have, what is the logic? Let's say this function is nothing but taking two numbers and printing, right? And printing the sum of it, right? Sum of those. So this is a simple thing that I'm writing as a docstring. Now let me run this. Now you can also take help for my function. So what you will do, you will write add and then number and then write a question mark and then run. So you can see signature and also you can see the docstring. Whatever I have mentioned there, you can find it in the docstring, taking two numbers and printing the sum of those. So this is the docstring that I have added. Now, if you are asking, can I add this docstring in the second line, third line, fourth line? No, nothing will happen. This will not be treated as a docstring. Always first line. This is mandatory. The first line of your function will be a docstring, right? Is this function logic clear? We will go and practice some more complex functions. But is this simple function logic is clear? Everybody understood how to define, how to call a function? Is this clear? And docstring, how to define docstring, right? Okay. Now, if this is clear, right, you understood about functions and docstring, right? Now let us do one more thing, and that is nothing but one question, right? A very simple question I will ask you, and you can tell me this is the sum. This function. This will take 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes time. This is the revision of everything that we have done in this question. You will be you will be first using your loops and if and everything, right? But I think before that, let us do a simple thing first, right? Then we will go to the that question. So the question is, I will write a function, right? I will write a function which will check, or basically write a function to check whether a number is a prime number or not. Very simple function, right? Write a function, or I think this is simple. Let's start with this. Write a function to check whether a number is a prime number or not. Before writing the code, can anybody explain to others what do you mean by a prime number? Anybody remember?
A number which is divisible by 1 in itself.
Sorry. Could you please explain little slow?
A number which is divisible by 1 in itself.
Okay. Okay, so I will give you some time to check whether a number is prime number or not. You write a function such that I can try any number and it will return me, it will print this number is prime number or this number is not a prime number. That should be the output of the function. It will take a number as input and it will return whether that number is a prime number or not. In this particular question, you will be using if loop, for loop, all the loops plus function, everything summarized in one question. And there are a lot of assignments that you can see I have uploaded, or maybe I will upload. You can try those function questions. So what is the question? Question is, number is prime number or not? This is the question. Write a function. Take your time and try.
Madam,
And this is the help.
number is divided by module 2. Modulus 2 when equal to 1. Print prime number.
No need to tell me. You give me the complete code. Type it in the chat window. You type. Telling and typing is different. So you type it. And I think the logic is already been defined. If in case you are not sure about the logic, right? Let me again repeat. A prime number is a number that is divisible only by two numbers, itself and 1, right? That is a prime number. So first 10 prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 23, 29. All of these are prime numbers. So it is divisible by itself and 1, right? So that is a prime number. So this is the logic. I think that's okay if you are writing wrong syntax because this is first class, but at least the logic you need to tell me. The syntax is okay. Right? Very simple logic. I think most of you already written, right? Okay. Very simple, right? You divide it, and if the remainder is what? If the remainder is 0 means it is not a prime number. If the remainder is not 0, sorry, if the remainder is 0 means it's not a, okay, I'll not tell, I'll wait for some time. Okay. Any one of you want to explain the logic? I can see lot of people have written lot of logics and I think most of them are correct. Any one of you want to explain the logic? Priyanka is also like written, Shivam, lot of logic I can see. Narasimha, can you explain to others? Narasimhan, sorry. Yeah. Any one of you can take lead and explain. I will also write, but before that.
Can I explain, ma'am?
Yes, you tell me, I will code, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Explain. Yeah.
And we'll take a number as an argument first.
Okay,
And
so
then
let
yeah.
let me okay, let me write def and any function name. Let's say this is prime function, right? Prime check function, check the prime, and I'll take a number as input, right? And what I will
Yes,
do
ma'am.
next?
And then
Yeah,
we'll start from 1 till that number, that is for I in range 1 to num plus 1
for I in range of
range
1. Okay,
1 to num plus 1, because we need
num
to check till num plus 1 till num.
till num. Okay, so
Yeah.
I
And
equals
then
to, okay, 1 to num. Okay,
yeah, and then we'll divide num by I, and if it is divisible, then we'll increment the count, that is the number of factors.
okay, divide num by I. Okay,
And
can
if
you
it is
repeat?
if num is divided by I, if num divided by I is equals to 0, then we'll increment the count, that is it is divisible.
Okay, in count, but what count? You have not defined counter variable. You have to define, right?
Okay, yes,
Or
ma'am.
count. Yeah, you have to define a counter variable, or maybe you can say counter, right? Equals to what I will write? What initialize?
Initially 0.
Initially 0. Okay, and then I will increment it 1 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
If is required, ma'am. If num divided by I is equals to 0, modulus I.
okay,
And if the counter is more than or equals to 2, then it is not a prime. Then it is not a prime number.
1 second, 1 second. So can you explain the logic? So what we are doing, so counter is counter plus 1 when, because we are checking the number. For example, let's take an example here, right? Let's say the number is 20, right? Let's say the number is 20, it's a prime number. So what I'm doing, range is 1 to number. So first time I value will be 1. So number divisible by 1. So 20 divided divisible by 1 equal to 0. Is it true? Tell me, is it true? 20.
Prime number always started with greater than 1 only.
Yes. So what you need to do here?
Here we have to put 2 now.
2 there.
2. 2 to num, right? So this modification I will do. So for I in a range of, so if 1 means itself is always, okay, we will leave 1 because we will start with 2. 2 divided, sorry, number. What is the number here? 20, right? Number divided by 2. Tell me what will number divided by 2 is 20 divided by 2. So is equals to 0, correct? 20 divided by 2 is what? Is equals to 0. Then what I will do? Counter equals to counter plus 1. So if it is divide by 0, what I will do? Tell me your logic, what you're writing, or anyone can help. So if the number is divided by 0, what will be the output, or what I will write? Next logic. Let's say 20 is the number, I is 2, right? 20 modulus 2 is equals to 0. Is it true?
If this
Yes.
num is, if this condition is satisfied, basically it is not a prime number, you should come out of the loop.
Correct. Because if a prime number means only itself and 1, right? If it is divisible by other number or modulus is 0, means what? It's not a prime number. So what I will do? Here what I will do is I will simply kind of print, maybe it is not a prime number, or maybe I can write a counter. Maybe I can write 2 counter. One is your okay, here I can print it is not prime, right? Print it is not prime. Now, if it is not true, then what I will do? Let's say if I'm taking a number which is prime number, let's say 20, not 21, let's say 7, I'm taking 7. So 7 modulus 2, right? So it is not 0. Then what I will do? What I will do?
Actually, you should have a if statement. Num
Correct.
divided by I should be an if statement.
Yes. So this should be an if statement. If else, if this is true, right? If this is true, then what you will do? If this is true, then you print this. Else, what you will do?
Basically, close the for loop. Then the increment will happen to the next. Else, nothing
what I
needs to
will
be done. Nothing need to be done. Just close it, the for loop.
Okay, yes, it's not a prime, and otherwise I need to print, right? The objective is the function should print. If it is, let's say I'm passing 7 here, so it will not print anything, not prime, it will not print because it will not enter inside this if loop, it is false. So then what will
Yeah.
happen? So is there any use of this counter? Can we use this smartly to kind of check or print basically? Tell me. I think we are very close to the logic. Any one of you? I think yes. So what I will do is I can simply so this counter I have written equals to 0, right? What I will do is if this counter, if this is satisfying, I will print not a prime, or basically I will simply write or increment this counter value, right? Or outside of this for loop, I can simply write not a prime number. That is what I can also do, isn't it? Where is this for
Yes.
loop? Yeah, here.
Yes. That is what. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Sorry, where the for loop is starting. Here, if below if, I think there is some spacing issue. I'm getting this red. Why this red? Am I missing some spacing, indentation, some problem? Okay, anyway, so if the logic is clear, the syntax we will correct later. So what I will do, not a, it's a prime, it's prime, right? Let's check this code, right? Let's check this logic and please correct me if it is wrong. So let's try for 1, let's say 7. So what will happen? 7, so leave about this counter maybe as of now. So 7, it will check for I in a range of 2 to number. So number means 7, 2 to 7. First time I value will be 2. So number divided by 2, right? 2 means what? 7 divided by 2 is equals to 0? No, it is not. Then print equals to not prime, right? So again, one more thing is there. So it's a prime. Should I write here or here? Outside of for
Ma'am,
loop here.
1 or 2 mistakes are there, ma'am, as
Huh.
I can see, ma'am. First of all,
Yes.
it would be from num plus 1, ma'am, because if we take number num plus 1, then we'll go till num, right? In range.
Correct. So
Yeah.
num plus 1 we can write. So 2, 7. So basically, yes, number should be num plus 1. Yes. So if I write num plus 1, then I will go till 7. So 7 divided by 7 is equals to 0. So the number should divisible by itself, isn't it? So should I need to write 1? The number, always the same number will be divisible by the same number, isn't it? So please pay attention here. So if it is num plus 1 means 7, 7 divided by 7. So I will be 7, right? Last, and number is also 7. 7 divided by 7 equals to 0. So I will print not prime. Is it correct? 7 divided by 7, if it is 0, no. Are you getting? So I should go till num only, not num plus 1, right? But in this particular case, is the logic is correct or logic is not correct? Let me know, right? I think there are some syntactical mistake I'm doing. Maybe I'm getting a kind of red flag here. Let me run this. Okay, let me try this, right? Prime check, tell me a number. Let's try this. Prime check, tell me a number, any number. Let's say I'm checking 7, right? It's a prime number, right? Let's check anything. 3. 3 is a prime number. It's a prime number. Let's check maybe 16, right? 16, not prime, not prime, not prime. It's prime. So what's the problem here? Always it is printing its prime. Is it true? No. Always it will print its prime. So we have to use counter. So this is a called logic of the function. Multiple times you have to try. So how I am doing, I could have written the complete syntax one time. Nobody can write the complete syntax one time at one attempt if you are a programmer. If you have copy pasted from internet, you will write it in one time without any faults. But this you should not do. My humble request is try it yourself. Do not go to internet. It may take 10 hours or 1 hour or 30 minutes, but this will increase your analytical thinking. If you spend 15 minutes solving the simple question, next difficult question you can write in 5 minutes, right? So what is the problem here? Tell me. The problem is print always it will print irrespective of anything. So again, what is the solution here? Can I write like this or should I have to use a counter? Tell me now. I have to use a
Print
counter.
not prime. After the print not prime, shall we use the break function?
You can use the break, it will come out, but what will happen if the number is prime? Not prime, it is printing. Not prime, not prime, not prime. 3 times it is checking, and then so instead of that, can I do one thing, right? There is one more logic. Let me define that logic. Let's say f equals to, let's say it's a counter, or basically let's say counter I'm specifying. Counter equals to 0 I'm writing, right? And then what I'm doing, or do you have any logic which will work? Maybe a counter logic that I want to implement. So I'm checking if this condition is true, right? If this I in range modulus is equals to true. Let's true. True means what? It is not a prime number. Instead of that, I'm making this counter is equals to 1, right? I'm making this counter equals to 1, and here I am writing a for loop. What I'm writing here, I'm checking again what is the value of this counter. If the counter is equals to 1, right? If the counter is equals to 1, sorry, checking 1, then what I will print? Print statement should be here. Then I will print what I will print. It is a counter equals to 1 means it's not a prime number, right? It's not prime. It's not prime. And if counter equals to 0 means what? It has never entered into if loop. When the counter will be 0, if it will never enter into this kind of if loop means what? Or always if loop means what? It will check and it will not the if block is true, always it is false, then only counter will be 0, right? If at least once the if value is true, counter will become 1, isn't it? So else what you will print? Else print this is prime. Is it clear? Is this logic is clear? So we were correct. Only thing is a counter we need to use now. Now it is only one time. Is this code is clear? Prime number. Simple function like this you can try. Right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more functions that I will give you as assignment. I will stop here. Is this clear? The prime check function. The logic
Ma'am,
is
I
clear.
have a doubt.
How
Yeah,
1
ma'am.
and 0 means you can write the logic. If it is 1 and 0, no need to check. Always it is prime, right? Except that rest all number you are checking. Yeah, go ahead with your doubt.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
why
ma'am.
have
Yeah, please,
uh,
please go ahead.
thank you. Ma'am, why have we taken the variable counter? I mean,
So yes, so basically the counter variable we have checked because this we are inside this for loop, right? We are inside this for loop, and you have checked before whenever before code, if you have remember, I had not checked this counter, and what will happen is if I print here, uh, each time it is first of all multiple times I will get the print, and second thing is If the value is, let's say it is false, right? Another print I can write maybe outside of this for loop. So how I will avoid multiple prints? Tell me. If I write print inside if, because this is a range, right? It's not like a number which is not a prime number only will be divisible by one number, maybe multiple number. For example, 16. 2 to 16, it will divisible by 2, so it will print not prime once. Again, it will be divisible by 4 and then 16 and 8. So 4 times it's not print, it's not prime, it's not prime. It will keep executing. That is one problem. The code is not looking good. The output 4 times you are looking and you're confused. It's not prime, not prime. And for prime numbers, what will happen is basically if it is not satisfying, if you're writing print, always it will print, isn't it? If I write below for loop, always, irrespective of the number is prime or not, it will always print, right? So I can write the if else loop without counter. So you can basically, are you getting what is the use of counter here? Without counter also I could have written the print statement, right? Only with this if else, but it will print multiple times. If will be satisfied multiple times, not once. If the number is prime, not a prime number, if the number is not a prime number, it may satisfied multiple times, right? It's not like only with one number it will divide. Are you getting now? Is it clear or still doubt?
Yes,
So that's
ma'am.
why we
Got
are
it, ma'am.
defining the counter we are defining, right? Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
so no problem. Okay, so we will kind of stop here, and what we will do is the basic modules we have discussed, very important modules for today's class. Functions we have discussed, for loop we have discussed, and we have discussed something called while loop and if else loop. You have revised everything. This is just a kind of thing, but we may not be spending a lot of time like this in kind of assignment and practice, but every class, at least the last 10 minutes, we will practice 2 to 3 questions like this, not more. Every day 2-3 questions we will practice, and in the coding test you will also practice for 1.5 hours. So the topic will be from the previous class, not from the current class. I don't have any topic to ask, that's why I use this, but I think for the next class we have topics, at least function and all of these things we have seen. So let's say today what I have covered, tomorrow there will be a quiz, right? It's a everyday practice, 10 minutes. And right now how you are showing your output in the chat window, you can send only to me, organizer, right? Not to everyone. And then we will discuss the solutions. Same like coding test, 1 hour you will code, 30 minutes we will discuss the solutions. So this is 1.5 hours. Okay, I will stop here, and next week we'll start with very important topic called data structure, list, tuple, set, dictionary, and numpy, right? Any questions so far? We are all good?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Can you please
Yes.
repeat the document, ma'am?
Hello. Yeah. Tomorrow at what time will be the lecture? The same time?
Yes. So tomorrow we are not. We will not have any class because many people have joined. Let them settle down. Next week onwards we have Saturday class. Tomorrow you take a break because I'm giving this break
Okay.
to kind of complete your Python track, right? People who are
Right.
new. I have given a very good revision on Python, but still if you want, you can revise again. These 2 days, utilize this time learning core Python. Okay, we'll continue with the data structure from Monday onwards. And please, and I have also uploaded some notes I have not completed, but some notes I have uploaded. More notes I'm going to upload after today's class, right? So
But
any
you said
problem?
that you will discuss the projects which we will do. That also you
Correct.
said yesterday.
Projects details, yes, project details I think I will upload in the drive itself, right? Or sorry, there are some few projects still it is pending from my side to complete it. Tomorrow we have a workshop and you can see the demo in the YouTube. There also I'll show the project details, and project details I will upload in the drive as well. Everybody can see the project details, right?
Ma'am,
Can
I
you
have a
can you
doubt
show
in
now,
the
madam?
diagram
Can you show
of
now?
the prime number.
Okay, we will discuss the doubt. So there is no class on this weekend. Directly we'll connect on Monday, and Monday onwards only after your confirmation you can join, right? The link is going to change. So any question regarding any enrollment related thing you can ask now. I think we have already seen some 5 to 6 classes. This is good time to take some decision and go ahead or stop. This is the number you can call to ma'am, and then you can confirm your registration. This is not good for you also if you delay. Why? Because lot of assignments are going to start next week when we go to data structure. Function onwards, you will get assignments. Data structure, we have 2 to 3 questions, right? Complete data structure chapter, 2 to 3 assignments. NumPy also very important module. Again, NumPy 10 to 15 questions. And also in the next weekend, we have coding test. So you have to be on track. And Python recording, I talked with Durga sir. He will give everyone to access maybe today or tomorrow, he told me. Right?
Madam, what are the tool sets you will be covering, madam? What are the tools you will be covering in this module?
I think
In this
please see
class.
the demo recordings, right? I think multiple times we have discussed this. Is the first class. Multiple times we have discussed what all tools and what all things we will cover. Please see any of the demo recordings. I have completed this part multiple times. Every day I have repeated what all tools, what all techniques. More than tools, don't run after tools, run after concepts. Tools are just you can learn very easily, like sklearn, keras, tensorflow are easy. What is difficult is understanding the algorithm and math behind the tool, right? But we are covering lot of tools like visualization tool, Tableau, and then coming to Seaborn, Plotly, Pandas, NumPy, sklearn, TensorFlow, Keras, lot of tools, Spark, lot of tools and lot of topics we are covering. Please go through the content and the demo recordings, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Here we are
So,
covering the TensorFlow, ma'am.
sorry, yeah. I could not hear you properly. Can you please repeat?
Here we are covering the TensorFlow. TensorFlow.
Yes, Keras we will cover. Keras is a hybrid. It's on top of TensorFlow. So if you know Keras, TensorFlow, easily you can write code.
Okay. Can you please share the drive link, ma'am?
Madam, I am not getting the drive link, madam. Okay, I enrolled, but still I am not getting the drive link. How to get the drive link and access of
Call to
Python
this
video?
number directly. 888-5252627. Immediately she will add you to the drive. Right?
Oh,
Any
okay.
doubt, call. Yes.
Okay.
Please call to this number for any questions. Python recording, drive access, enrollment, registration, talk to me one-to-one, whatever you want. She is the coordinator, Bhavani ma'am. She will connect with me and she will also add you in the drive. Everyday video also she will only upload. Materials I will upload. So any material is missing, let me know. Any video is missing, call to this number. Right? Or at least tell me in the class, I will update her. And others, please confirm your registration or enrollment before this next Monday's class in this weekend, right? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Without knowing Python fully, can we be able to follow these classes with NumPy as we are going to do?
Yeah,
Can we
NumPy
be
is a
able to?
separate module. NumPy Pandas is a separate module. The way you will write code in NumPy and Pandas is different, right? Having said that, I'm not
We
saying
don't.
without Python. Yes, because see, since last 1 week, we are actually covering Python only. And next week also, I will give you a Python lecture, like least tuple. I think this much Python is enough to understand this entire course. Plus additional Python modules like NumPy, Pandas, all of those things we will see in detail. But this core Python is sufficient to understand the Python module. But still, if you have no confidence because you are from completely non-technical background, my suggestion is join the course as soon as possible and take Durga sir's recording and practice in this weekend. And I think YouTube also Durga sir's free recordings are available that I have checked. Please see Python classes of Durga sir. He will be very slow and very much detail he will cover. So you can spend some core Python knowledge you can get from his lectures, but I think this is sufficient. Others, are you getting the Python parts? Is it, yeah. So I think if you have a basic understanding, even though you are new to Python and used any other programming language before, I think you will understand everything. This is what is needed for this course. And then our track will be different, right? Our track will be different, called Python for data science. We will have pandas, NumPy, visualization libraries. So the track is different, right? Is it clear? Core Python and then advanced Python is nothing but pandas, NumPy.
Ma'am, whatever we have done till now in Python, that's sufficient, no?
Yes, that is sufficient. That is
Okay.
sufficient, and we are going to spend next week also in Python, and after 2 weeks I think it's super sufficient to understand rest all Python code that we are using in this course. And I will
Okay.
discuss the, yes, OpenCV, yes, we will discuss the OpenCV code. When it comes to time series, we will discuss the time series module in Python, right? So it's a separate thing. NLP, there is a NLP text processing libraries that we will discuss. So we are in a different Python mode. We are not in a traditional Python. We, if you don't know also, that is okay. Later you can learn, right? Because Python modules or libraries we are going to learn next, right?
Ma'am, one doubt I had in the prime number program. Can you just please scroll over there?
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the doubt which I had, like how the compiler is guessing that we'll be passing the numbers only. Like we have already defined
Yeah.
num over in the first line, but that's a kind of a variable. We can change the name, no? But
Correct.
so, yeah. So
Yes.
how will the
So that,
compiler understand? Yeah.
yeah, so that we can write additional code. I have just focused on the logic part and leave the other parts. But yes, you can write some more logic to check whether the user that the number they're passing is a number. So how to check the type? You can print the type and check it should be a numeric type, right? Or it should be integer, or maybe
Okay.
whatever you. So extra code you can write. So I have just left that part and only focusing on the logic here,
Okay, so
right?
if
But
we write def, then a function and a variable, it will scan anything, right? Be it
yes,
a
you can.
string or any. Okay.
Correct. If you write hello also, it will print this is not prime.
Okay, I see. I see. Got that. Yeah.
Sorry, this
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
what it will print. Yeah, it will not print anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
okay. No problem. So let us connect on Monday. Enjoy your weekend and practice Python nicely, right? Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.